So I haven't done one of these in a while, so we're gonna check it out. Today is November 26th, 2011. So I really don't know how long it's been. I really don't care. So in all modesty, let's just start. Okay, so what I've learned since my last monologue is that really the need to be in a relationship is smaller these days. The idea of dating around, it feels great, you know. But I definitely know what it feels like to be on the other side where people want to be in a relationship with you, and you're just, gosh, you want to weigh your options. You want to weigh your options, which is good. It means you're not desperate, right? Okay, so other than that, there's just been a lot of changes. I'm out of debt. I'm about to buy a motorcycle. So a lot of things are changing. I got a great job where I'm a truck driver. I've been doing that for a while now. Boss really appreciates me. I don't smoke. I just got a new treadmill, so I'm doing running again. Um, there's a stuff by USB Labs called Jack 3D. I've been eating that for a while. It really gets me running again, and that's what I need to be doing. All right. I've been a lot better with being less reactive when people say things to me that kind of push my buttons, which is a good thing. I spend less time worrying about, excuse me, I spend less time worrying about what other people think of me and more time progressing doing what I need to do. I'm reading books more, um, and just things here and there. I got a new journal, so I need to keep doing that more often. There's nobody in my life at the moment I can really consider to be a substantially groundbreaking with that could change. I like the way that things are going with people, but I haven't really. I guess I can't say that there's been a dramatic, strikingness to anybody. Although there are people, like I said, they're really great people, and I could have futures with them. We'll see. Um, I'm not so much doing the photography anymore. It got really expensive. Um, I want to start writing music again, but of course, I feel like I have to have a new amp for that, and that's probably not the best thing to think about. Small steps. Okay, so mentality, philosophy. What's different these days? Okay, so you got to have a system and you got to make it work. It's got to be a system that you can do every day. And if it's not something you can do every day, make a system that will work every day. Um, the whole idea of profiles, putting out there what you want people to think about you got to be real. You got to make it personal, but you got to make it real and less kind of in the clouds, less serious but serious at the same time. Letting people know that you're an intense guy isn't necessarily the most important thing. It's that you resemble somebody that's subtle and down to earth and low key, but yet exploring those really sensitive yet very strong sides of yourself that you like. That's the balance. Um, Keeping your excitement down to, I don't know, normal, up here, down here. You can be excited. I realize that you can be excited, but you've got to keep it normal. Um, Other than that, there's more coming. I understand. I feel more comfortable for a lot of reasons. I'm not in a rush to jump into a relationship. I haven't been for a while. It's kind of strange. I'm perfectly happy with the amount of attention that I'm getting. It doesn't mean that when they all drop out, I'm going to get lonely again. I can't anticipate that that's what's going to happen. It could. I'm human, right? But I think that my attitude these days is preventing that from happening, which is good. I'm not overly cocky. I don't try to win all the arguments, and I know when to run. I know when to get away. I try to hold my dignity. I try to make sure that when people do actually, um, when there's something about them I don't like, I call them out on it. But at the same time, it's like it's not because I'm trying to make them feel stupid. It's because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out where is this going. Do you realize that this is what you're doing? So I do that. Other than that, I spend a lot of time doing my calligraphy. I spend time doing calligraphy and I spend time exercising, reading, trying to stay healthy, and you know, I need to get more laundry baskets. Other than that, I gotta say that a lot, don't I? The mentality thing. Okay, I'm trying to stay focused here. There's no sense in rushing a good thing. When you start to see things that don't really make sense, burn out. Burn the fuck out of there. Get out fast. You may find yourself lamenting in the past over and over again on certain things. That's normal. Um, but you will shake that free. You will bounce back. There's a lot of people out there that are just really fucking sad. Really sad, and you feel sorry for them. There's things about them you just don't understand. Let it go. Times when I felt like people are attracted to me, I kind of gauge whether or not how mature they are by how quickly they respond to my signals. And it doesn't matter how hot they are, they could be perfect, but in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, this would be a perfect body and a perfect shell to wake up to if they were mature. But there's a lot of beautiful people out there, and the likelihood of them being emotionally mature is very small. That's not being pessimistic, that's just what I've come across. And I'm coming across more people that are emotionally mature. But the funny thing is that I'm actually bringing that out. I'm actually bringing that out in people, um, which I didn't realize I did. And it feels good, so I'll keep it at that. Um, However, I want to see them bring that out in me too. I want to see them mature. I want to see them be uh, extra intuitive. I want to see them become interested in me because I'll be honest, I don't like to talk about myself, not to people. It comes off conceited. I don't want to be considered an emotional manipulator, always putting things back on me. I don't like that. I don't like the way that feels, and I don't like the way that looks. All that body language is great. When you don't have that, though, you're worried. Well, you're relying mostly upon what people say, how they say it, the reaction to it, and their humor. If they didn't have humor, I gotta go. Because I know I'm gonna be a pain in the ass, and they're gonna have to reciprocate it. If they don't, I don't want to feel sorry. I want to keep going. I want to keep going and click. You know. Okay, so I guess more like I'm looking for somebody that is able to be sassy, flirty, has conviction with themselves, isn't faking it. You know, if they want to have sex, keep it down that level and make it fun. And not so fucking jumpy though. It's like not jumpy. And the people who can't actually follow through with that or feel comfortable with that, then I don't know what the problem is. It's probably because that one moment they feel like they want it, and then the next minute they feel it's rushed. All that's crap. It means that there's something that they can't feel comfortable with, and that to me, I'm just, what? Why waste my time? I don't want to be a jerk and be like, okay, well, you told me, you gave me the impression that that's the way it was going, and then you jumped off and said, oh no, I don't know. I feel so like I want to just say, can you please get the hell out of here for wasting my time then? But I need to have dignity, and I need to make sure that I don't hurt their feelings because they're sensitive, and they probably fell into some sort of seduction trap. Well, fuck, that's not my fault. It kind of is, but more or less it's not, especially if they picked up on it. So, with that said, people don't necessarily always know what they want, even when you come across like you're getting somewhere with them. I feel like 9 times out of 10, maybe that's cutting it a little bit too close. Half the time, people know what they want, but then they change their mind. Okay, that's something I've known a long time ago. But when it comes to actually going through with what they want, they're going to change. And the funny thing is I gotta expect that to happen. I gotta expect that to happen enough that I'm prepared for it and I don't get so caught off guard by it anymore. That's why I really don't hold prospects very long, is because they usually change their mind. It has nothing, well, I don't want to say it has nothing to do with me. It probably has something to do with me and my character, but I'm not going to keep jumping to every little change that they throw out, whether or not they're aware of it or not, because a lot of people don't know what signals they are putting out. So how am I supposed to know that if I'm going along with their signals that that's because they want me to? I don't. It's too much pressure. They don't even know the signals they're putting out. They're not even going to know how to respond to the signals that I anticipate I'm reacting to the way they want me to. But if they really don't know what they're putting out, like I said, they won't be able to respond because it won't make sense at first. I don't want to come off like I don't make sense. I know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Conveying that, it shouldn't be that hard. It should be very easy. It's not always so simple though, because a lot of people, if they don't know what they're doing, they're not going to get it. If they do know what they're doing, then the question is are they going to fall back? Are they going to fall through? Most people I've realized just don't follow through. You're lucky if somebody actually follows through with their intentions. Because judgment and conscience become almost too important to some people, and they can't let that conscience just take a back seat. They feel bad, they feel like they're losing respect, and I'm just like, I have done away with this. You sleeping with somebody on the first night, you lose respect for them. I've kind of done away with that. I think that it's a good precursor. It's a good precursor to having self-respect for yourself and to love yourself. But anymore, if they just don't get it, that's not my problem. They need to do some work. They need to do some inner work and figure out if they're even ready to take that extra mature step. So people change their mind all the time. Rarely do people stay on their path. So it's not always going to be your fault or my fault what they decide to do. And that's something I know. I've known that. Some people think that just because of who they are, the people are going to want to go along with them. I can't tell them they're wrong. There's no sense in telling them they're selfish. Because guess what? They're probably already fucking people that give them this idea that they are right. Or they're giving them this idea that support their theories that doing whatever they want is going to be what they want. They're on a fucking plane. They're on that pendulum back and forth. I don't have time to waste explaining to them that I understand what's going on. Because things happen so fast, everything changes. Why? Because in the process of getting to know somebody, as you get older, you get to know more about them faster. Some things just don't add up. So don't worry about them not adding up. And that's the thing, is learning not to just put that in front of people's faces and saying, hey, guess what? You know what? That's not going to work. What's the point? If it's not going to work, you're not going to be talking to them in 10 minutes from now anyway. So what you're saying isn't actually going to reflect on them because you have no history to back up. Their bounce back on them that they have is going to keep them from feeling internalized. They're going to proceed through with what they were thinking. So I can't change people. I can't get them to wake up and realize shit because more or less they probably just don't want to fucking hear it. Well, I haven't met a lot of people like that who actually give me the heads up. And if I have, or if I do, I try to listen. Because there's probably something I can learn. But I'm always learning. I'm trying to learn every day. So we'll see what happens. Maybe one day I'll become a professor. We'll see. That's it.